One of the booths I love to stop at every Fabtech is the StrongHand tools display. So this is Jeff Johnson with StrongHand. We're standing here at a Build Pro table setup, and I'm going to let Jeff tell you a little bit about what we're looking at here.
What's nice is it's a pretty intricate setup that he has here. The Build Pro table allows him to fit up all the different components needed to build the chassis. So right here you can see the shock section, rear piece here. We have all the vertical riser blocks that allows him to set up more of the taller pieces on the table. But again, highly precision, which is very important in racing. Everything needs to be straight, precise, which allows you to go a lot faster.
This particular version of the Build Pro.
So this is where all that noise is coming from. That's a guy demonstrating the hardness of this Sigmund heavy-duty precision welding table, and it's evidently pretty hard because they've been whooping on this thing for a while. It's hardly even putting Mars on the surface. Sigmund is just a heavier duty version that StrongHand carries, and it's got these twist handle clamps, and you know, just for a higher level of precision and heavier parts. They even got this one that's on a track system.
This particular version of the Build Pro table is called the Build Pro Max. Doesn't have any gaps here between the slats, so it gives you a little bit wider surface and a little bit more versatility. You see me on my Build Pro build all kinds of stuff. It's awesome.
This is a job I did a few years ago on my Build Pro table. It's an aluminum fixture. Actually, it's for the aviation industry, and it would be very difficult to index everything on a regular welding table, but because of the hole pattern here, I centered up and then made a circle and then got everything lined up, and I was able to clamp that outer ring down really rigid while I welded it out so it didn't distort much, and I was able then to heat it up with a rosebud and get it right back where it needed to be for you know, final machining. Also, another quick job I did just building this downdraft chute for a hand cutting table, and that basically turned a job that could have been kind of awkward and hard into something that was pretty much just a piece of cake. Fabricating that little chute up and put it in the box. Sometimes you have to make your own fixtures, and toggle clamps like this come in really handy. I know for doing short production runs of say 50 or 100 parts, it's very helpful to have a fixture. So StrongHand also has a company that sells toggle clamps like this for, you know, like I said, for making any fixture you want to make. Some other stuff I found interesting at the StrongHand booth was this little grinder rest, that yellow thing on the left there, for holding a 4.5-inch grinder with a magnetic base, and put that on the edge of your table. And this little deal right here is called a mag tab. I've talked about it a few times. It's for welding little pre-drilled tabs and things like this that go on a lot of, you know, off-road stuff. But it also holds pretty much any shape. I mean, it holds really weird, wonky shapes. You know, I did this video a long time ago showing all the different type things you could position on a piece of tubing. Washers, bolts, doesn't matter. Even put a ball bearing up there just to show the strength of those little magnets for holding stuff while you get a tack on it. And of course, this is all sped up here, but just it kind of goes to show just kind of how versatile this little thing is. Pretty much any and every shape, you can get it exactly where you want it without having to hold it with your finger and thumb and take a chance on burning yourself, which I have done many times before. Anyway, it is just a super handy little thing. It's got a little magnetic V-pad there, which will pretty much hold on any type shape, angle iron, square tubing, or round tubing, and it holds something little while you get a tack on it. Now here's something useful and very interesting. You know, I made a couple of these a while back, but mine don't have a swivel on them like that. Mine looks like this. Let me show you how useful it is and what I use mine for. I have made some side money doing stuff like this, quite a bit actually, for machine shops. They accidentally mislocate a hardened pin in something like this. In this case, it's aluminum with a hardened steel pin. I puddle that pin down in there with some 309 or 312 stainless wire. Put a little pumpkin ball on the head, something I can grab hold of with with pliers. Grab them with the vice grip type pliers. In this case, I've actually grooved out the jaws like that. Slide, pull it right out. 5 minutes, where it would take the machinist who knows how long, maybe an hour or two or more, to drill that hardened stuff out of there. And so it's just a good way to make some money. Now this is like I said, it's got a swivel on it with a nice long stroke and a little slide hammer weight. Pretty cool. Okay, well that about wraps it up for the highlights of the Fabtech 2014 StrongHand Tools booth. Normally I do videos more geared toward welding tips and tricks, but this is kind of highlights of my visit to Fabtech 2014, and next video should get right back into the normal scheme of things. So we'll see you right here next time.